Well, on November the 4th, an African-American Islamic scholar was attacked after prayers in a mosque in the U.S. city of Oakland in California. But 2 weeks on, there has been no legal action by police or the U.S. government, even though it wasn't the first time that Imam Abdul Alim Musa was assaulted. For more on the story, we're now joined by Imam Abdul Alim Musa out of San Francisco. Thanks so much for being with us. Well, Imam Musa, can you fill us in on exactly what has taken place?
Well, following a lot of events that's been going on in Oakland, last November, I was arrested November 13th in the masjid that belongs to us. All the articles of incorporation belong to us. All of the deeds are in our name. But I was arrested for trespassing for the third time on November 13th. I was taken to jail.
On your own property.
I was let out. Then I was rearrested on our own property on the 17th of November, which is about 1 year ago. I was arrested again. Then I had to go to court for these, and the court found that all of the things that these enemies of Islam had said against us for years was lies, and that everything that I said was the truth. So the jury took about 30 minutes to come in with a verdict of not guilty. But just like in Nigeria, Allama Zakzaki was found innocent and was supposed to be let go by the government, right? The army still holds on to him and still kills and oppresses his people. This is exactly the same type of environment that we have right here in Oakland, where legally in the courts, I've been liberated and found clear and what have you. So last week, I came back to Oakland, and I was at the masjid for prayers on November the 4th. And after Maghrib, some people came in and looked around and to see who was there. Then after they left, then these two other people came in, the same ones that's mentioned in all the fitna for decades, is Mukhtar Ali Mujahid and his wife Khadija, which weighs about 250 pounds. So I was talking on the phone to my brother in Washington, D.C., the emir of our masjid there in D.C., and I said, brother, Khadija and Mukhtar just came in the door, and Khadija have transferred a gun from her left pocket to her right pocket. So I talked to them a few minutes and tried to make some good conversation. But as I was sitting down, Mukhtar came up with some metal rod that the police used to beat people with, and he hit me over the head about 3 times. Then I grabbed him and pulled him to me and turned him to the right. Now remember, I'm sitting down, I'm 73 years old, so I turned him to the right and I got on top of him. And as I was subduing him, then his wife pulled out her rod and began to hit me upside the head. That's why there's so much blood. See, that's why you see so much blood, is because she was hitting me from behind.
Imam Musa, what do they want? Who are these individuals, and what do they want?
Okay, you have to remember, I don't know if you could see me, but do you remember this flyer years ago? Imam Jamil Alameen, Imam Luqman, and me at the bottom. Can you see that?
We can barely see it, but yeah, I am familiar with it. And these are 3 leaders who
that means this was no, I'll explain. This man Imam Jamil Alameen, one of our famous people, H. Rap Brown, in prison for the rest of his life. Imam Luqman was martyred in 2009, and this is a warning to me. If you don't shut up and if you don't cooperate with Saudi Arabian, Zionist, American power, then we're going to do to you the same thing that happened to them. That's what the problem is. I don't know if you remember, it's not only me. Remember my son was shot 6 times? Right after that, what I'm saying to you is that all of the people who stand against Saudi Arabia, against Zionists, and against American power and rule, this is the exact reason why I'm attacked. They're trying to control the movement in America, and the only independent organization in America right now is ours. Just like Iran is one of the only independent countries in the world, totally independent, we are an independent movement, and it burns them up. They hate it that they can't control us, and all these things are done to try to control us.
What
to
can be done,
manipulate us,
Imam Musa,
to
in your
intimidate
perspective?
us.
Imam Musa,
But all it does,
what can be done? Can there be anything that can be done to change this status quo? This has been, it seems like you're under continual harassment. What will it take to change that around?
Yes. Well, our policy goes along with the time that we're living in. If you see, our policy says nonviolent resistance in the 21st century. But what we call nonviolent resistance is nonviolent active resistance. And so what the government is mad at is that active resistance means the churches, the masajid, and the synagogues, the religious institutions, should solve the problems in America and to leave the government alone. So we're not engaged with the government, we're engaged with the people. This, what makes them mad, is because we go around them directly to the people. And see, nonviolent resistance is common in the world, but nonviolent active resistance is an evolution or an adaptation to the environment that we're living in.
Okay.
This is what makes the government mad.
All right, thank you so much.
This is why they're angry.
Thank you so much.
And they treat us the same way. Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much for being with us, Imam Abdul Alim Musa, Imam of Masjid al-Islam in Washington, but today joining us out of San Francisco.